You're listening to the Daily Dose of Health and Wellness with Jen Reynolds.
FibroTV, making positive connections in the chronic illness community.
My body hurts.
The information contained on FibroTV.com is meant for information and entertainment purposes only. Any information via audio, video, or print material should in no way replace any advice or direction given to you from your personal physician or medical caregiver. Please consult your physician for specific treatment options.
My headache hurts. I've tried aspirin, Advil, extra strength, Tylenol and such. Nothing seems to kill the pain.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Jen Reynolds, creator and founder of FibroTV.com. We are on episode number 5 of the Daily Dose of Health and Wellness. And today we're going to be talking about labeling our health conditions and how this can sometimes be a bad thing and other times not be a bad thing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm going to play a little relaxing music in the background just to kind of keep me balanced and enjoying the podcast and relaxed. So today we are going to be talking about something that it might be a little controversial. I don't know. But it's something that does need to be talked about. And not everyone's going to agree with my perspective or anybody else's perspective because we all have our own truths and what rests with us easy and what we believe is true is really true for us. So there's really no wrong answer here. For those of you that are new to FibroTV, I just want to give you a little background about myself and what we're about at FibroTV because we've gotten probably 2,000 new people in the last 2 months, and some of them are going to be like, what the heck is this lady talking about? Here at FibroTV, we're all about positivity and healing the entire body, the mind, body, and soul, because we are not just physical beings. We are a mind, body, and spirit. And there was a time where I was super, super sick with fibromyalgia. I mean, so sick that going to the bathroom took all of my energy. Taking a shower took all my energy for 2 days. But I've gotten to this place now where I'm working again and I'm doing things and enjoying life. And it was really a whole balance with the mind, body, and soul thing. There was not one thing that helped me get better. It was, my eating habits, my thoughts, my behaviors, exercise. It was all together as one. But there's one thing that stands out more than anything that I ever did that I think really contributed to my wellness besides all that healthy eating that I do too. Because you do have to eat healthy. But I removed the label of fibromyalgia and all of my chronic illnesses from my vocabulary. And I'm not saying that I deny I have it because I've already been through that whole grieving process and, I accepted that I had it and I still accept that I have a condition, but I don't label myself with it anymore. And to me, I think that was just a profound moment when I learned that once you stop labeling yourself with health conditions, it really helps you connect to the idea that you can heal. Now, the reason I even brought this up is like a week and a half ago or a week ago, I can't remember. I ended up having to go to urgent care twice. I had a really bad stomach virus and I couldn't stop throwing up for like 24 hours. So I had to get something to stop it. And the nurse was taking my vital signs and doing her whole thing, weighing me and all that stuff they do before you see the actual doctor. And she said, "Do you have any health conditions?" And just out of the blue, I says, "Well, I don't have any health conditions, but I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and lupus." And she goes, "You've been diagnosed, but you don't have them?" And she just looked at me like, is this lady off her rocker? Which I kind of am, but that's okay. And I says, well, to say that I have them means that they're going to stay with me. And I'm really about learning how to heal the body. And I don't want to say I have them. I say I'm diagnosed with them just so that, you can understand my history, but I don't have them. And she kind of was like being a smart donkey. I won't say the other word. And while she's looking at me, she goes, well, it's unhealthy for you to deny that you're sick, and it's unhealthy for you not to accept what you have. And I says, I've done the whole acceptance thing. I've done the whole grieving thing. I've been sick for a very long time. And I says, this is the way I deal with it and how I cope. And I says, it's doing some kind of good because, I have fibromyalgia, lupus, and chronic fatigue syndrome, and I don't take one medication. So I'm doing something right. So I think I'll just stick with I'm diagnosed with these conditions. So last night I was, just relaxing and playing with my dog, and I get a phone call, and the nurse that had been a smart donkey to me called me. And to my surprise, she has been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which I find that there's a lot of nurses that have it. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but a lot of nurses do have fibromyalgia. And she explained to me she got my phone number off of my chart, and she was the nurse that, took care of me before I saw the doctor at urgent care. And she says, I have fibromyalgia. And she says, but I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to say I'm diagnosed with fibromyalgia. She says, your attitude was the healthiest attitude I've seen from any patient ever in my life. And she apologized and said she was sorry for her attitude around me. And of course, I accepted her apology. And I says, you don't have anything to be sorry about. There was a time where I would get mad at anybody that said anything positive about my conditions. It'd make me want to just scratch their eyeballs out. It really touched me, and I showed her FibroTV. She might even listen to this podcast. I don't know if she's on Facebook or anything like that because, I only talk to her on the phone. But she might even listen to this. And we talked for a good hour and a half, and I tried to explain to her that labels can be really, really dangerous, and I really do believe this. The only reason you really need to say that you've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia or any other chronic condition is when you go to the doctor. Or, if you first get diagnosed and all that other stuff, you have to explain it to your family. And, when you first get diagnosed, you're going through an acceptance thing. You go through a grieving process. But as life goes on, if you continue to label yourself with these conditions, that gives you no out for healing and wellness. And labels can really, really define you. The words that come out of your mouth are so powerful, and they can really make a huge difference. So I just wanted to share that little personal story with you guys, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't say you have these conditions yourself, because you're in your own process, and you might be at the beginning stages of just being diagnosed. You might be going through the grieving process, and we all have to go through those steps in order to start our journey to wellness. But once you get past that initial grieving process and acceptance, just being aware that your thoughts and your words can affect your body physically is a step in the right direction to wellness. And I want to thank you all for listening to this podcast. And it was a little bit personal, and I hope that you know that this comes from a place of love. I'm not judging anybody for the way they handled their chronic illness, but it's always good to learn something new and see a different perspective on things. And I hope you took it from that place.
My body hurts.
Well, that concludes episode 5 of the Daily Dose of Health and Wellness. I want to thank you for listening in. It's an honor to know all of you guys, and I love you all to pieces. For those of you listening elsewhere besides Facebook, we do have a facebook.com/FibroTV. We also have a youtube.com/FibroTV. And we also have a Twitter, twitter.com/FibroTV. And we are on the World Wide Web as well, www.fibrotv.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
My stomach hurts from a colon to
My mommy is sick, but she's the best mommy in the entire world, and I just want her to get better.
FibroTV, making positive connections in the chronic illness community. You can find us over at www.fibrotv.com.